Hello, my name is Kathleen Lisson. I'm a lymphedema therapist in the United States of America, and I am just finished with the WUIP World Congress here in Buenos Aires, Argentina. And I have a page of notes that I want to go through to share with you what I heard them talk about when they were talking about lipedema. So let's get right into it. It'll be just a little bit of popcorning and clinical pearls. So the first one was really what I love about WUIP, putting together in the same conference, in the same rooms, the venous experts and the lymphedema experts. So lipedema affects quality of life improvements in clients with CVI after surgery, so chronic venous insufficiency. If someone has lipedema and they're getting surgery for the chronic venous insufficiency, they are going to be different as far as quality of life improvements than maybe the regular client without lipedema that has that same surgery. So this is based on research, and they found that the clients who also had lipedema had higher parasthesia and more bruising. So parasthesia is that pins and needles feeling. So this is important for us as lymphedema therapists to know this so we can talk to our clients with lipedema who are going to have CVI and let them understand honestly what their recovery is going to be like, because it may not be like their friend that doesn't have lipedema but went to the same surgeon for the same surgery. Also, some of these surgeons were saying the stress must be reduced in general with lipedema. We saw that from the surgeons and from the lymphedema experts, the physiotherapists, and specifically the surgeon said that stress must be reduced before surgery for people with lipedema, because people with lipedema may have the higher anxiety, the higher stress levels, and you need to get them with stress management before they go into surgery. And this is specifically surgery, I would say, for their lipedema, for the venous disease, and probably for any surgery that they have to undergo. Stress reduction, focusing on reducing that stress before the surgery is very important. Um, in lipedema, people with lipedema, the varicose veins can be deeper into the body, and that's a really great clinical pearl to kind of understand that the evaluation is going to be different for people who have lipedema just because of the adipose tissue in that client. Um, if surgeons find that a patient has a healed ulcer, but the spot where their ulcer was still aches, the surgeons were saying, look for lipedema, look for chronic venous insufficiency. Either of those might be a reason why the ulcer spot still aches even after it's healed. And then they said because in the research has shown that about 7% of people who go into the vein surgeon for a consult have lipedema. They said lipedema is a frequent condition in phlebology. 7% of the consults, the people will have lipedema. They recommend to themselves preparing the patient, controlling the lipedema first, and then looking into the surgeries. To set expectations because their results may be different. The side effects may be more intense. The complications may be more than with an equivalent client that didn't have lipedema. That endovenous laser ablation is something that they should look at doing. And that DVT prophylaxis, so taking the medication, making sure that you look at their risk score and see whether you have to do prophylactic medicine to prevent the deep vein thrombosis, prevent the blood clots in this client. And interestingly, one of the surgeons had a picture of this hypermobility that we were kind of talking back and forth about in like lymphedema circles. Is there more hypermobility? Isn't there more hypermobility? But it really kind of brings it to focus when you're seeing the vein surgeon say, look at how I will place the client's leg to do the surgery, and you can see that the leg is hyperextended versus a client without lipedema. So they are seeing hypermobile joints when positioning the client's leg, the client that has lipedema for the venous surgery. So that was very interesting. And I love this collaboration that it's phlebology and lymphology together, and that we're all in the room together. We're able to learn the lymphology, lymphedema therapists are able to learn from the vein surgeons. The vein surgeons are able to learn from us. And we have some surgeons that are doing the lipedema liposuction surgery as well, all getting together, all these breaking down the silos, making it a community resource for all of us to learn from one another. So that is what I loved about the WUIP, and why I really am so appreciative that I was able to attend this year's UIP World Congress, WUIP World Congress in Buenos Aires. Thank you and have a great day.